Good morning, everyone, and who are we joined with today?
Okay, my name's Will.
And Will has epic in his blood, and can you tell us, Will, tell us about where we are here?
Okay, this is Yarra Valley project. I call it that because it's in the Yarra Valley. But this is a 70-acre lake on a 320-acre property. And for the freedom movement, it's probably the best thing that we could find because it's got pre-approval for caravan park, it's got pre-approval for 70 more units. So council can't stop us going forward with it. So it's probably the only property in Victoria to buy. And we need 100 people. So, and it's too good to not put our hand up for. It's either we do it or let's just all pack up and go home because it's we're watching everyone else in every other state do big projects like this, but Victoria, we can't seem to get our act together. And we were the hardest locked down.
Yeah.
Which I don't get. I mean, there's a fear in us Victorians to have a go, and I'm sick of the tall poppy syndrome in Australia, that mental attitude and, oh, you've got no money, so why should you do it, or it's too hard. It's not too hard, it's just you don't want to do it. So
tell us a little bit about the property and what's your vision for it?
my vision is we sell off 100 blocks, 1 acre. Well, close to an acre. Some are a little bit over, some are a bit under. And we allow those people to put a tiny home on it. And if they want to rent it out for the freedom movement, for accommodation, then they can. And what a tiny home in this area gives you a return of about $580 for 2 nights accommodation. So it's way up there. And I said, so if you do that every weekend, and we've got 15, 20 minutes down the road, we got a $40 million project going in for a mountain bike track, and there is no accommodation that will cover the people that will go to that. So there's going to be a massive hole in the industry of accommodation. And so it's, if you can get 30 grand return on 100,000, I mean, that's every year on year. I don't know a better opportunity.
Yeah.
So we're offering that, and we just want to support the freedom movement, build a town, build a community, build sponsorship for the freedom fighters and the people that are doing it hard, having somewhere to come for like-minded mental stimulation. It's important, and create health retreat, and grow food on site, because we can garden. Everyone can garden. They haven't banned gardening yet, but we can garden, and we can build community, and we can hopefully set up and build maybe a bottling plant or a canning, or build tiny homes. And we're looking for chippies, carpenters, electricians,
Suitable industries.
Teachers, nurses, doctors, ambo drivers. We're looking for everyone. They're all different. Someone who just wants to garden, not just an opportunity to make it about money, because, fair enough, we all need it, but we're hoping that there's employment opportunity here when we can create that. We create small businesses, non-for-profit, because we've got pre-approval for 70 more units. So there's 20 units here already, and we've got pre-approval for 70 more units, a restaurant. So if we've got pre-approval for that, and we don't have the money in our pockets to do it, we have to create that money. So we have to work as a giant ant community, really, to come up with that, to build 70 more units. So rather than take that out of the money of the people who spend $100,000 to buy a block and then spend money to put a tiny home on it, then if we create all these small businesses that are non-for-profit, the profits go back into making this facility better for everybody, not just one individual. So that's the way
There's
forward.
a lot of people that have created their own self-managed super funds and are looking at different property options. Would this be something that would be suitable for people?
Yeah. Look, I bit the bullet one day and just got really upset that there was nowhere. And so I contacted Cass Smith, and after speaking with her, she said that it's quite possible and let's have a crack at it.
Yeah.
Which I shit myself and then didn't know what to do after that. But, and she does it. She's extremely busy and she's got her own fight and helping everybody, and she doesn't need to. I mean, I got a couple of prepper blocks and I don't need to, but it's not about that. It's like, we can use self-managed super to buy a 99-year lease, and you can buy a tiny home and you can put it on there and you get your return. And what you make out of your block, we don't want to know about it. But all we ask is if, there's a booking fee. So if your booking comes in from wherever it comes in from, that fee is paid to those people. That's it. Whether it's this establishment, as a group, or it's the Deplorables, or it's Hoodies Helpers, or it's anyone. We ask that they are the sponsor, they get paid the booking fee. That's
okay.
And that you can't be more honest than that, because Airbnb is a no from me, right?
And so if this generates interest or curiosity for people, what are the next steps?
Well, you contact me.
Yep.
And I'll splash my phone number out there, email, and then from there, it's expression of interest, and we'll take you through and show you little snippets of the place. There's a beautiful waterfall down there that runs all year round. This lake is 75 acres of crystal clear water that you can just drink. It's spectacular. It's full of fish, right? What else have we got? We've got 20 units. There's a property at the front that's classed as farming, so that's separate to this. But that again, that's something we can probably do with that, and then we'll work that out down the track. But the 100 people who jump on, you get to set the rules, and the rules are quite simple. There, if it complies with what most caravan parks do, then the basic. Basically we get to build it and put it together as a group, and then from there, it's going to be hard, but from there we'll simplify it and do it together. And
Well, we've seen it can happen at Epic, so we know it can happen. We've got that hope and that belief and that knowledge.
For the people who weren't at Epic, or the people who were at Epic, the realisation, so we bounced a few rallies and and that gets momentum and all that sort of stuff. But for the people who turned up to Epic, for them it was the realisation of humanity and and God, and most of the people there have full faith, and we realised right then and there that we're not alone.
Yeah.
And there was a massive, how do you put it? There was no segregation. Everyone was equal. If you got stuck next to someone who smelt, then you got stuck next. You didn't care, because by the end of it, we all smelt. So it was. There was money didn't come into it. It just didn't. And we found friendships that are probably lifelong friendships. They're real. We've all been kicked out of communities. You can't rock up to birthday parties, dinners, functions. We're excluded. We're spat on. We join all these little freedom movements, looking for like-minded people. But it's not that. It's not that we're seeking and they're hard to find. everyone needs people. We all need a community. So, you know, this is going to be no different. This is just going to be a gathering of people that want to be moving forward in life, not just sitting.
Yeah.
You know, so
Excellent.
yeah.
Thank you, Will. Thank you for sharing with the Deplorables today in our search for humanity. And we'll put the details to contact Will in the post. And we will keep in touch because we'd love to hear how this is developing, and we really hope you can get things to the next level.